Now.
All right.
Back again, fools. What happened?
Hey, everybody's still alive, you know, so that's a good thing. Excuse me.
Yeah, still figuring that out, right?
So, yes. I'd like to welcome Alan to the show. How are you, Alan?
Can you hear us, Alan?
Hi, how are you?
There we go.
Yeah, here we go. I was going to say, could hear us a few minutes ago, so hopefully we didn't screw it up. So, welcome to the show, Alan. We're really happy to have you.
Right now, I'm not hearing anything. Do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
You hear us now? Nothing? Oh, come on. It was just,
okay.
we swear, guys, it was working before.
Oh, it was working.
It might have been a connection problem. We back?
Okay, I hear you.
Bam!
There we go. Awesome.
Skype's fault. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes. We can hear you now.
So, what did you think of Worlds, Alan?
Well, it was a nice experience. It was just awesome. It was very good to meet a lot of people and see some wrestlers that I only know in YouTube. I only saw some matches in YouTube, and then to saw their live, it was like a whole experience for me. It was, I have a lot of, it was a very learning trip.
And this was your first Worlds then?
Yeah, I have the dream to compete in some worlds and at any time of my career, and that was the first because I get a sponsor here in Mexico.
Okay.
And I was training for that. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you still. You hear us?
Okay. And it was a very tired trip also because, you know, the weigh-ins and all that kind of stuff, all the matches, and you fight one day and then Sunday you don't have to get very tired in every day. I don't know. It was a very new experience for me. It's the first time I compete in a tournament that lasts for two days.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I think that it was cool to see you over there, man, because I think we had a lot of fun watching you at WAL, and it was nice to see Mexico have a team over there. And also, I had a lot of fun watching your matches because we are in the same class, as you know, and you got to pull Zoloev, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was like a dream for me to pull Zoloev and other guys there in my weight class. All the guys were I don't know, and nice people, nice arm wrestlers. Although they don't speak very good English or Spanish, but we can communicate like, you know, just to pull each other in the table, be ready.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I feel very difference, a lot of difference between I was very used to compete in North America,
Yeah.
and when I compete in Europe, they have a very different style that I didn't know how to pull, and you know, every hand is different,
Mm-hmm.
but different continents and very different styles. Uh, I think it was a great to learn how to fight those guys,
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
and also the rules were very different for me.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And was it more of like an inside move style that you had to combat, you think, or was it just a different? Was there something different in the setup? Like, how do you think it was different?
Well, uh, first of all, I think I feel more strength in the hands or and wrists of the American and North American people,
Mm-hmm.
but in Europe, I feel more strength in all the arm,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
and more explosiveness. And I don't know, I feel like they were very used to fight in that high level tournaments, and have in North America, we used to get advantage of the referees and all the enhanced referees. And back there in Budapest, I feel that Europe guys have the style that you can uh, do a lot, or with, because all the master referees in the world are very strict,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and you can use your advantage, but using your position of your body and
Whoops, did you freeze?
Yep.
Hey, you know.
all the rules and all that kind of combination do a lot of different effects in the arm wrestle combat.
Mm-hmm. I think that you're right, Alan, and a lot of people, I think, when they go to Worlds for the first time, they are very surprised about the how strict the referees are, especially coming from WAL, where the reffing was very different, maybe not so strict. So it's like to go there and do well in both places is very difficult.
Yes, it was very different,
Mm-hmm.
but if you have seen some of my matches in the past when I compete in the WGL, I am not a very person or sneaky person. I just follow the commands of the referee,
Mm-hmm.
and I think back there in the worlds, it was an advantage for me
Mm-hmm.
because I get used to a lot of strict rules
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of strict movements. And back there, I just be ready for the go and just go. And WJL, you can get a lot of advantage in the strap or in the position or in the
Sure.
fouls.
Mm-hmm.
But back there, you if you move a little or don't straight the wrist or try to get a little advantage, you get a warning. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the competitors back there get a warning. Like I fight in a match Niklas Nanestad, and he get a warning and a foul. Also, Soleil get a warning because he didn't follow the commands of the referee.
Mm-hmm.
And I think good referees there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, yeah, are good the referees. I don't saying nothing bad about the rules or something like that, but that in the worlds I feel more comfortable because I don't have to watch my hand. I just want have to watch my body and to follow the commands of the referee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So maybe at WAF, if you just listen to what the referee says, and you can kind of bank on it being a fair match just from
Mm-hmm.
listening to the referee, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I
Uh,
agree.
I well, more or less, more or less in Worlds in Budapest with WAF rules. It's more probably you will have a fair match because most of the referees are very good, but in some match you can uh, make a little advantage if you have a lot of experience. That's what I I need to gain more experience because some of the competitors back there in the world were very experienced guys,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
in North America, I don't know, it's very different because you have to be more sneaky in all the positions and to try to get a little advantage and be ready for the well. I feel that most of the guys start to pull in the close your thumb, close your fingers uh, before saying the go.
Hmm.
mhm.
Close your thumb, close your fingers, go. When they say close your finger, they start to pull,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
the referees
Yeah.
don't say anything. Uh, so when I see all of the videos and I be ready when they say close your fingers because they were pulling in that command of the referee.
Mhm.
And when you hear the go, it's like mm,
Too late.
you didn't hear the go. You just have to hear close your fingers because when they say close your fingers, you explode
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or try to explode.
I think that hurt Nicholas Nonestad because he fouled out of both of his matches. I think he was used to
What did it?
I think Nicholas Nonestad he fouled out of both of his matches because I think he was still used to the WAL style and he didn't expect the very strict reffing that he got.
Yeah, I talked with Nicholas, and they
Hmm.
told me that he told me that he preferred the WEAL rules
Hmm.
because in WEF was very strictly the referees because the two matches that they lost on fouls,
Hmm.
and they lost on fouls with me. They get two fouls, and I won the match, and I don't know. Maybe he lost with a Georgian guy, or I don't remember. But I saw his match and was in he lost on fouls, and he was very strong. He was very strong and explosive, but I don't know. He popped a little his
Hmm.
elbow for the
Yep.
pad, and and you know the referees are strictly. They make the foul, and in two times, and he lose.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a hard way to go out, especially on a big stage like that. Do you have any opinions on the elbow foul discussion where some people think that some of them should be let go, some of them think that every one of them should be called? Do you have any kind of opinion on that?
Sorry,
Oh, did I break up a little bit?
sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you repeat?
Sure. When it comes to elbow fouls, do you think that some of them should be let go a little bit, or do you think that some of them should be, or that every one of them should be called?
Uh, it's it's very difficult to tell because it's very it depends on the referee because maybe you just need 1 millimeter to win the match and you can commit the foul,
Mm-hmm.
but the referee don't know, and it's very difficult to tell. I think personally, every when you pop the elbow is a foul, but I really don't know, o sea, because I have in that position when I just pop the elbow without concern, and I don't have the you don't think to commit the foul.
Right.
You just try to pull and make your best move and with a lot of strength and try to be fast and try to just think and don't commit the foul.
Yeah, because there's good arguments for
That's
both.
why
There's great arguments on both sides, right? It's very difficult because one makes life very hard on an arm wrestler, and one makes life very hard on a referee. It's like I don't know, I can see both sides of things.
Maybe in the future maybe in the future we can develop some technology that the pads have I don't know. Imagine that have a sensor that in capacitive sensor that it feel more of 1 millimeter. It's not a, and if it's more of 1 millimeter, it's a foul, and something ring.
Yeah, hopefully there's some kind of technology someday. Maybe a special elbow pad or something like that can follow the elbow or something. I don't know. I think people have tried, but it's so hard with that argument.
You know when we train, we try to never make an elbow foul, but when there was a match and you're in a war, you're just trying to win, and maybe in some positions you can take out your elbow of the pad or pop the elbow. I don't know, but it is very difficult. But it's my opinion, because I know some people that commit the foul consciously of the advantage they will get when they commit them.
Somebody just asked a question, Alan, online. Do you think it is more important to trust the refs or to try to gain an advantage before they say go?
It's more important to trust the refs. It's important you to be a good arm wrestler, and I learned that because I trust the refs in Worlds, and I didn't see one angle of my opponent, and he gained a lot of advantage. My opinion is that you have to solve the work of the referee and your opponent, because the opponent will try to get some advantage. They just want will want to win the match. They doesn't care of anything, and I don't know. I don't feel it's that the correct way to pull, but you have to pull in every kind of position. So you have to watch your fingers, your wrists, and also your thumbs, your knuckles, and the position of your opponent. Because if they don't have a square shoulder, they gain a lot of advantage.
True. So somebody is saying,
in the
go ahead, you finish.
You still hear us, buddy?
I think his connection's a little rough, but it's probably just like a little 3 or 4 second delay, I think, is the main problem. Can you still hear us, Alan? Martha is just saying that Mexico has
I can hear.
It's okay. It might go in and out a little bit, Alan, but that's okay. Whatever you hear is good enough. I was just saying that someone online said that Mexico has the best T-shirts at Worlds. I think that's true. You guys' shirts were awesome. I thought it was cool.
Okay.
Does it make you feel proud to represent your country at an event like WAF?
Yeah, I was very proud, and maybe all my people of the Latin American people and Hispanic people, everyone that talks in Spanish, I don't know, we feel like a family, and I feel very proud to compete and represent Mexico and most of the Latin American part of the arm wrestling family, because I don't know, in Europe, well, I think in Europe they don't have in his mind the Latin American guys, and I try to. I know I'm some kind of new, because I talk with a lot of the guys. This is my I don't know. I started pulling worlds when I was 13 or something like that, and that was like 10 years ago or more. And to have this, I started to pull the 4th of February of 2012. So I have more or less like 5 years, and to have 5 years in worlds, and I don't know, pulling some of the best guys of the world and represent Mexico, Latin America, it feels very, very good. I don't know. You talk about my shirt. I was looking. I have this T-shirt.
Yeah.
I was looking just to find something that everyone saw my T-shirt or saw me and says Mexican. That's a Mexican, and I try to make that. This is a dry fit T-shirt that I find that this kind of T-shirt is just doing here in Mexico, and I make some, I don't know, like I put the flag and my name and some. So this is kind of unique. If someone contact me, I can send the information and how much it this and represent the Mexican world.
Yeah, I think it's a great shirt, and I like that aspect of Worlds, Alan. That you get to see everybody wearing shirts from their country, and everybody is proud to represent their country, but also everybody is getting along very well. There's a lot of people trading shirts and taking pictures with each other. I think it's a good experience in general for arm wrestlers. And it sounds like you really enjoyed it. So I hope that you're going to go back next year. Because I
will.
Good. So tell me about what did you think about your match with Zoloev? Did you feel that you have similar power to him, or how did he feel?
Well, I feel, I don't know. I feel I thought a lot of things in that match, in every of my match in Worlds. But with Zoloev, at the beginning, I feel some fear, because he is one of the best of the world.
Yeah,
and he is the actual champion, or maybe like 5 times champion of that weight class, or 90 kilograms class. I don't know, but when I meet on the table, you know, I saw a little person there. I told in my mind that he's very different, and he was like bigger or big arms and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But when we meet at the table, he's very little,
Hmm.
and I was thinking, come on, maybe you can beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I all know all we know that he's a hooker. He's have a lot of power inside.
Yes.
So I try to go outside. I feel my strength. I'm more an inside puller, but I was the like 1 month ago when I saw the list of the competitors and I saw his name. I was thinking in the research how I will compete if I will get a match, and I don't know. I thought to the best move is to try to top rope him. Uh, I didn't feel inside. I know he's very powerful inside,
Mm.
but when I touch and feel the strength of his hand, mm, is not impossible. If I develop more strength in my third broad move and I have more experience in the ready go, I will manage to get in troubles because uh, I feel in the North America, like in the United States or Canadian guys have a more strength in the wrist and hand and fingers that so I feel very good. He was nice on the table. He's a nice guy because I tried to talk with him and he tried to make a just a little effort to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yes, I think you're right. I think he is a very nice guy, and one of my teammates actually traded shirts with him on the last day, and he was very nice. And I also think that that 85 kilo class is really interesting. First of all, left hand you have Oleg Zok, who's basically hasn't been beaten for quite a while, lefty, and then right-handed. There's people like you and Zoloev, and also the new guy, I think you pronounce his name Kosak from Turkey, the guy who won, who's only 21 years old.
Cocac. Well, i- in Spanish is Ongus Cocac,
Yeah.
but he's not new. He finished in second place in Euro Arms this year,
Yes.
and he competed against Solev finals, and he was the only guy that have a long match with Solev, where Solev make a lot of I don't know, the 100% of his strength
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in that match was against Coca, and I don't know in this tournament in Worlds the his strength was massive. His
Hmm.
explosiveness and I know he's the Jedi or his master is Senji 30 and he's doing a good job.
Yeah. He
He
was.
have a good teacher.
He's very scary. It was amazing to watch him pull because he was so much faster than everybody, and he didn't seem like anybody even slowed him down the whole time. Engin Terzi told me that he thinks he has the strongest elbow of anybody that he's ever trained, and that he has such incredible side pressure as a result.
What that he has the strongest what
It's the strongest elbow of
the
of anybody. Yeah, so he thinks that
okay.
his elbow tendons are stronger than anybody that he's pulled with, and that's
Yeah,
what.
because he fight with like
Yeah.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a lot of explosiveness. Like
Hmm.
Yeah, it was nice to saw that in live, and but if I compare the worlds in my weight class between worlds and WEL championship, I think it's more the same. We have here Todd Cochins, Rob Biggin.
Mhm.
Back there, you have Soloev and Kokav and Dimitrov, El Chimbinatov, a lot of the Bulgarian guys and Georgian guys. And I it is an even match, an even tournament, because all the persons told me that back there is a very different level, and I thought in my mind, you have never pulled in WEL finals. It's like Quinlan Mendes, or a lot of guys are also very strong, but they don't compete in that kind of tournaments in
Mm-hmm.
Europe,
Yep.
so they don't know how was the levels.
Right. So we have a couple training questions coming in, Alan. So I wanted to ask you, first of all, how did you get into the sport of arm wrestling? And then what does Team Mexico look like? And do you guys train together a lot?
Okay, well, it is very funny because like a lot of guys told you the same history is that he beat all his friends in an arm wrestling and the friends of his friends and
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. Well,
Hmm.
that happened to me, and I start to searching on the internet. Uh, how to train, or if this arm wrestling is a sport, or I don't know, a school or team or something like that.
Sure.
But here in Mexico, we call the arm wrestling vencidas. Is a name that only in this country is a different have a different name. So I translate that. The translation is like defeated in English. So I searched for that in English and on the internet, and I didn't find anything. So I stopped like searching for that for like 2 years.
Hmm.
Then on Facebook, I post like, if somebody beats me, I will pay you like a bet. Like a bet, I will give you six 600 pesos, and if I won, if you won, you have to I will give you like 1,000. So
Mm.
it was a very good idea, and then
Hmm.
I met all the champions of different tournaments, like the Tech of Monterrey, the technology, Summit University, the University of here, Monterrey, and
Hmm.
a lot of guys. Uh, and they so nobody wants to make a bet. So, but they want to, like everybody in the wrestling family try to teach you the techniques. And the 4th of February 2012, I was invited to train in an wrestling table, and train and start to learn and what is an adversary table. And in Mexico, I have a team here. The name is Brazo Regio. And Brazo Regio is, we have like 5 years of, of being a team.
Mm.
Hmm.
And we have a lot of guys, but here in Mexico, most of the guys are small. We
Hmm.
don't
Okay.
have like heavy weights, or most of the guys are like 2 and 10 pounds of weight, In my team, we have like 165, 195, and 210 or less. And I a lot of that guys. Maybe you know some of them. Germán Romo was the champion of Canada. Alejandro Gives, he competed worlds in 2010.
Okay.
He finished on eighth place, on the place number 8. And uh, a lot of guys. And I don't know, they here in Mexico believe in three things. One of the things is to develop your team, to have a team. If the team gets an improvement, you will get an improvement. Also, to train constantly and to don't get injury. That point told me in a clinic. Devon Larrat told me that, and we followed the rules.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good rules. I think those are very. I think those are great rules that many people forget about.
So what does your training look like, Alan? How many days a week do you train on the table, and do you do a lot of weights or bands, or what kind of stuff do you do?
Okay. When I will go to a high level tournament, I start to lift weights, very heavy weights. I don't know, maybe like, well, here in Mexico, it's like 60 to 70 kilograms. I don't know, in pounds, it's less like
132 to
160, 100
154.
pounds.
Yep.
A dumbbell, just make it. Yeah.
Oops. It's going well there for a little
Oh,
while.
there we go.
Oh, there you go. We got you back.
You broke up there
Okay.
for a second. Yeah, keep going, buddy.
And okay.
You're good. We can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So I train in the gym 5 days or 6 days per week, depends of how I feel, and I try to train on the table, 2 weeks, 2 days each week. Like, I don't know, I start to pull in like the Wednesdays and the Saturdays. We meet here in my house with my teammates and start to pull. And I don't know. I don't have a rule in that, because it depends of how I feel. It depends of if I don't have any injury in my elbow. You know, the classic injuries you will have here, or have a lot of pain in another part of the body. And also depends of my teammates if they can, because I don't commonly train alone. I love to train with a friend in the gym or wherever, because I don't know, you take care of him, and he take care of you,
Right.
And then, I don't know, maybe he lifts like 200 pounds, and you make bed. I don't know. It's you improve more.
Yeah, you make a
And
friendly competition. Makes you a little better.
exactly,
Yep.
exactly. And I love, yeah, and that's all my train. I look in the gym. Everybody is seeing me because I have a lot of handles. I used to train with fat grips, the big ones. All my handles are to train with big 3 inches more or less. And I train a lot. I try to train a lot my hand, fingers, and wrist. Is the most important thing for me. Then to train my bicep, tricep, then my back. I don't know, and I train in the when I train on the table, I train with a lot of the strap. But back there in Budapest in the Worlds, it was very difficult for me to get into the straps.
Mm.
I was very useful to like the WEL rules and to get the strap very easily.
That's interesting, man. I love hearing that kind of stuff because it's one of the interesting things about this sport, Alan, is that there's so many different ways that people train. It's always fun to hear how every team does it. Do you think that you will be bringing?
I think personally, I
Go ahead. Go ahead.
well, I was saying you that I think it's important to train, but also it's very important how do you eat, how do you rest, the habits that you have in every days, like go to sleep or go to bed like early and wake up early to and start to eat more healthily.
Hmm.
I think it's more of that because I don't know everybody here in Mexico asks me how do you train. I don't make any different exercise than a lot of guys that I start to training like everyone seeing just videos on the YouTube on the internet,
Mhm.
and I don't have a different program in the gym. I just thought that the my advantage is to be healthy mentally and also eat healthy. You know, I eat like seven. Depends of the tournament and if it's a high level tournament, I eat more or less between 7 and 9 times per day. Just in small rations
Sure.
and like chicken breast, rice, and
Mhm.
vegetables. That's all I eat in all the day.
Mhm.
I think that's really my secret, just to because I train normally in the gym like 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, 6 days per week, and I train 2 days on the table, and I think that everyone have to or more or less have the same strategy, but they forget to eat healthy and to sleep well and don't
Mm.
have a lot of stress on the mind. And when you, because when you are on the table, you have to have a, I don't know, an empty head and to be focused, just focus on the match. If you have something inside your head, you will lose.
Mm. I agree with that. I think that's, something that everybody talks about is getting into the right zone mentally. And, like you were saying with Zoloev, when you first get to the table with him, his reputation is so huge, it's easy to get scared. But then, like you said, when you see him, he's just a guy. He's not a giant. He's actually a little bit small for that weight class. His arms are not gigantic. So you realize this guy is a human being. Maybe I can beat him.
No, it was very little. I hear a lot of thoughts of people or opinions that he was he was not on his level. Uh, I don't know. It depends of a lot of things because he have a big match between Muriat Kariev in a he was using the top and he tried to hook and they restart like 4 times,
Mm-hmm.
maybe he get tired there because because they know very good each other. Both guys are from Russia, and they commonly have the same weight. Maybe what that I don't know. I want to think it was that because he beat me.
He's got a super match coming up with Rustam Babiev at that Zloty tour thing.
I trained with Babayev in Chiapas like 3 months ago.
Mm.
I feel like he's a wow.
Yeah.
I feel like in all the angles he have a lot of strength and he's very explosive.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It will be a good match, but Cholev needs to gain some weight. Like I don't know,
Mm.
like 12 pounds
Mm-hmm.
to to give here a good match because Babayev is like more bigger is one weight class bigger.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think you're right. That's going to be a very hard match for him. Something tells me that Zoloev might not be 100% healthy because even though he's definitely human and people can beat him, the fact that he got fifth place in that class says that maybe something is a little bit off with him. I don't know.
It's very hard with a class is that size
Yes,
too. You know.
but uh, I understand a little Solev why is he maybe not in his level because he was in a very high level for how long? Maybe
Mm.
6 years,
Mm-hmm.
and he was
Yep.
fighting against Semerenko or I don't know a lot of Pushkar or a lot of big guys back there, and it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just uh, I don't know. He just lose a little of his level, but
Mm-hmm.
I have I think he will be in a good shape maybe in 2018.
Mm. I think that's probably right, and I think that's a very good point. Usually, it's super hard to stay on the top of any weight class for a long period of time.
Yep.
Eventually, your body starts to break down. Let me ask you, Alan, for your prediction on some of these super matches that are coming up at Arm Fight before Zloty Tour. Who do you think is going to win with Michael Todd and Pushkar?
I have to answer that.
You don't
I,
have to answer it. No. Well, there's so
I
many
don't
matches.
know if I believe that if somebody stop Pushkar, they will lose, and his kryptonite I think it's Michael Tubb because he have a lot of endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Tubb have a lot of endurance, and his technique, the King's move, maybe affects a lot of the Pushkar power, and Pushkar gets tired very. I think when he lose a match, is because somebody stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
He have to explain. He's a pinner guy.
Yeah.
If someone stop the match, it's more probably that he lose.
Mm.
And Michael Todd is a great guy, so my result will I will bet on Michael Todd.
Mm. I agree with you. I think that I mean, Pushkar looks huge right now, but
Yeah, he
I
does.
think that he might get the first two matches quickly. But I think you are right that if Michael stops him once, that's going to be it. We will see, though. How about do you have an opinion on Chafee and Trubin?
Chefin Trubin, I have just view a few days ago a picture of how he's Trubin right now,
Yeah,
and he is massive.
he's
Yeah.
His
gigantic.
muscles are bigger than ever,
Hmm.
and I think and I don't know. I like the style of Dave Sheffy, but he's not a very technique person,
Hmm.
Mm.
and he get tired very quick. Like in
Yeah.
the match they have between Michael Todd and he, or in Emirov with Chiplin Club, and in some other matches that I saw,
Hmm.
because I saw compete him a
Whoops. I was agreeing with everything he was saying. He disappeared on us.
Me too.
He might still be there.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't tell because the video feed's a little shaky too. We can still hear you, man. So you're there somewhere. The last match I was curious about was Tiete, who, as you know, is from Brazil, versus this kid from Poland, Dawid, and I can't pronounce his last name. I don't know if you guys know him.
Mm.
I don't know him personally. I didn't recognize the picture of him. Do you know this guy, Alan?
I know I don't know who is David,
Hmm.
honestly, but I know Tiete,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Tiete in America, for his weight, he's very powerful.
Mm.
I saw competitions in North America and also in South America, and he beat everyone easily, because for his weight, he's very strong. He's fast. He have a lot of inside strength, and I think he's very good. And he, I don't know, like 3 years ago, and he started to pull in a lot of tournaments and high level tournaments and events, and he gained a lot of experience. So I think he will beat David.
I agree with you, Alan. So, dude, this was a lot of fun.
I,
I really appreciate you coming on, and I'm glad to hear that your family and is safe and you guys are far away from
Yes.
Mexico City where the earthquakes happen. Obviously, we're all thinking about Mexico with the two earthquakes recently, but we're glad that your people are safe, and we really appreciate you coming on the show and spending an hour with us, man.
Okay, no, but I really appreciate your time and the opportunity to be here.
Yep.
It's a great big step for me to talk with you guys. It was very nice to meet you back there in Worlds in
Yep.
Budapest, and I just have to say something to all my people in Mexico,
Hmm.
back there in Mexico City, in Morelia, and also in Chiapas, uh, because they are super a lot. And thank God my arm wrestling family, that the Warlord team is okay. And I don't know, uh, if you pray a little, it will help a lot.
Fair enough, man. We appreciate it, dude. And we'll be thinking of you guys down there, and you're welcome to come back anytime, Alan. We really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. All right. Have a great night, my friend. Take care.
Peace out, everybody.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Goodbye. Thank
All
you.
right.